The appointed hour of 6 o'clock having arrived, the board will come to order. Invocation by Ms. Small. Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Krell.
Okay. In the memory of Sandra Massey and her family, I ask that all of us stand in a moment of silence for the memory. Thank you. Our Father, who art in heaven, exalt the work of this county board so that each of us in daily life may be inspired to do unto others as we would that others should do unto us. For most, we must remember how we got into these positions, and we have an utmost duty to be good Samaritans, and with thy spirit we may serve our constituents before ourselves. Right now, with all the turmoil in this world, make us vessels of thine to bring forth such as desire. Fill us with thy spirit that we may more worthily serve. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The clerk will call the roll.
Ayers.
Here.
Canman. Constant.
Excused.
Davsco. Diener. Del Giorno. Deppie. Douglas Williams. Forsyth. Frazee. Fulgenzi. Guyton.
Present.
Hall.
Yes.
Krell. Lathan. Madonia. McGuire. Mendenhall. Miller. Rader. Scaife. Shackman. Shepherd. Small. Stumpf. Thomas.
Excused.
Chumland. Truax. And chairman is present. That's 27 present, 2 absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Chairman?
Mr. Hall.
Yeah, I don't know if this is unusual or not, but I'd just like to say thank you to Kelly for being with the county for 32 years, and tonight is her final meeting to be with us, and I just appreciate you. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you. Come in there. Thank you.
Okay, proceeding the regular order of proclamations. The chair is aware of no proclamations, but we do have a special presentation from the Sangamon Menard Regional Transit Authority.
Yeah, right here.
Hey, Craig, can you turn your mic off?
Thank you.
So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Kate Downing with Sangamon Menard Area Regional Transit, and we are a county county system of rural transit.
Kate, can you hold on just a minute?
Sorry.
Can we raise her? We have to learn how to do this, Kate. And
Okay.
while we're doing that, because we made
Nice.
we had that issue with the public speaker last time, but your voice will come. And while we're doing that, I should have announced we are live on audio tonight. We are not live on video tonight. We had another glitch the last time. We cut out the broadcast in the middle of the board meeting and weren't able to retrieve it. So we are still working on the live video, but we are live audio for board members. Okay, proceed, Kate.
So we're, one end or the other of our trips needs to be in the rural area, and the rural area is defined by the census. So we started, for this year, we finished our year on June 30th. And for this current year that we just had, we provided 7,135 trips, and 223 of those trips were for Sangamon County. The other 1,374 were for Menard County. But the really interesting thing is that I think for us is Even though the majority of our rides in Sangamon County are for medical reasons, it's a really, really close number, only 140 off from work-related trips. So we have several clients. We have 7 right now, 7 young adults who live at home, will never be able to drive themselves, that use our service to go to work, if not every day, at least 3 times a week. So we're really proud of that. That's kind of bringing up the next generation, getting them used to riding rural transit. So we're pretty proud of that. As far as this year goes, we have 2 grants basically that we use. One's federal. We expended all of our federal money, and then we have a state of Illinois grant, and that we draw down and use as a match. And we used all of that we could without Sangamon County having to put a bunch of money in. What we did do is also use our ICR, which is our indirect cost rate, and our fares to fund that. So at some point, we're going to expand even bigger. And at some point, we'll have to talk about how we're going to do that and how you guys want to proceed with that. I didn't bring any paperwork with me, but if anyone would like me to email any of this information to you, I'd be more than happy. I'm sure you don't want to hear it, but I really get into it. So I think one of the things that you guys are probably interested in is how many rides we're providing for your area. So Springfield addresses, people that are in the rural area, we provided 12,000 rides. And it's kind of split between the east and the west. So out, not quite Pleasant Plains, but out in that area and to Salisbury was half of it, and then half of it was over towards Mechanicsburg. But then the next highest one that we have is, we had like 843 trips that we provided to Pawnee, and that's today, this morning. When we went out, we had 3 vehicles that had to go to Pawnee. I know it doesn't sound like much, but to us, that's pretty good, because I do want to say that I have the people that I work with at SMART that came today. We typically, on most days, have 3 to 4 drivers. And if you think 3 to 4 drivers are providing all of these rides, that's a lot of travel. And most of our rides are between 17 to 24 miles that we're going with each ride. That's a lot. And so if you can encourage the people in your area, the more rides that we have in the same area, the more ridership that we have, the quicker we can get back there. Also, the more chances there are to get a ride. We are on a demand service, so people call and make their appointments. This year, we also provided 1,136 wheelchair rides. Those are people that could not take their own vehicles or didn't have their own vehicles. I'm trying to think what other. We've had 150 no-shows. So that means we've gone to someone's home and they've no-showed us. They've said they didn't want to, which is really good, a good percentage. Doesn't sound that great, and we get very frustrated, but you know, there's not much we can do with that. So I guess what I would want you to know is for Sangamon County, since we started in July of 19, we've provided 28,000 rides, which actually 28,287 rides. And those rides, again, we provided 2,000 of those, 7,346 of those rides were for work related, and 8,144 were for medical appointments. And I always tell people about Springfield, it's got great medical facilities, but it only helps if you can get there. So we think that, I got to tell you, these guys do a great job and they hustle. Right now we have 6 vehicles that have gone past their useful life. And if you walked into our garage and saw them, you'd be like, wow, you got new vans. Because we had IDOT actually come out and ask us which vans were the new ones. So we were really thrilled with that, and we're really proud of that. So that's what we have. If you don't mind, can I ask them to stand up and
Sure.
we can clap for them? Sorry, Kelly. So in closing, I'd just like to say we'd like to do a whole lot more, and I'd really like you to consider helping us to do a lot more. I know you probably are aware that we got money for, we got grant money for a building, so we're gonna be closer to the hub, and it would certainly help get all of Sangamon County moving. We've had several people that we've taught to ride in with us and then go wherever they want with SMTD when we can't move them any farther. So thank you very much for listening to us. Again, if there's anybody who wants the information, feel free. Tom's come by the office. Linda's come by the office on occasion, so feel free to stop by anytime. We'd love to show you everything that we do and what we have.
Any questions for Kate? Mr. Stone?
When we had our public hearing for the grant awards and that for the SMART, you had talked about one special rider, the elderly,
I don't remember which person it was.
at their age.
Oh, so we had a client that she was our first rider, and she got to 100, and she passed away right after that. But in her obituary notice, she wanted everyone to know that she was the first rider for SMART, and she was quite proud of that. Her family was very proud of that, and so we really appreciated that. So, yep, she's awesome. We have a lot of awesome riders. Thanks.
Okay, minutes. Motion by Mr. Madonia, seconded by Mr. Del Giorno for the approval of the minutes of the June 10th, 2025 meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Minutes are approved. Correspondence, motion by Mr. Del Giorno, seconded by Mr. Madonia. Place correspondence on file with the clerk. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Correspondence to be placed on file with the clerk. Resolutions. Resolution number 1, Mr. Clerk. Madam Clerk.
Resolution approving a joint funding agreement for federally funded construction with the Illinois Department of Transportation for the MacArthur Boulevard Extension Project in the amount of $5,200,000.
Motion by Mr. Frazee, seconded by Mr. Miller to place Resolution 1 before the board. Questions or comments from members of the board on Resolution 1? Seeing none. On the question, all those in favor of adopting Resolution 1 signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no.
Chairman,
Ayes have it. Resolution 1 is adopted.
I need to be shown as present for Resolution 1.
Mr. Shackman, you will be shown as present on Resolution 1.
Chairman, don't you want to do a roll call voter?
We'll do that on Resolution 2. Madam Clerk, would you please read Resolution 2?
Resolution approving a preliminary engineering contract with Lockmuller Group, Inc. for the replacement of the Island Grove Township structure on McQueen Road in the amount of $170,460.
Motion by Mr. Frazee, seconded by Mr. Hall to place Resolution 2 before the board. Questions, comments, members of the board on Resolution 2? Seeing none, clerk will call the roll.
Ayers,
Yes.
Canman,
Yes.
Davsco,
Yes.
Diener, Del Giorno, Deppie, Douglas Williams, Forsyth, Frazee, Fulgenzi, Guyton,
Aye.
Hall,
Yes.
Correll,
Aye.
Lathan, Madonia, McGuire, Mendenhall, Miller, Rader, Scaife, Shackman, Shepherd, Small, Stumpf, Chumland, Truax. That's unanimous vote.
All those voting having voted in the affirmative, Resolution 2 is adopted. Resolution 3, Madam Clerk.
Resolution approving the right-of-way settlements for the MacArthur Boulevard extension in the amount of $665,684.
Motion by Mr. Frazee, seconded by Mr. Miller to place Resolution 3 before the board. Questions, comments, or members of the board on Resolution 3? Seeing none. Mr. Madonia, would you like to make a resolution? Motion.
Roll call vote for Resolution 2. Stand for the roll call vote for Resolution 3.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Resolution 3 is adopted. Resolution 4, Madam Clerk.
2025-009, text amendment to the Sangamon County zoning ordinance amending Chapter 17.04, amending Section 17.10.020, adopting Section 17.10.030, amending Section 17.28.020, adopting Section 17.28.030, adopting Section 17.30.030, adopting Chapter 17.35 Battery Energy Storage Systems, and adopting Chapter 17.39 Data Centers.
Motion by Mr. Mendenhall, seconded by Mr. Forsyth, to place Resolution 4 before the board. Questions or comments from members of the board on Resolution 4? Seeing none, Mr. Madonia, do you have a motion?
I move that the roll call vote for resolution 2, stand for roll call vote for resolution 4.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Resolution 4 is adopted. Resolution 5, Madam Clerk.
2025-011, Haley Smith, 1914 North Dirksen Parkway, Springfield, granting a rezoning.
Motion by Mr. Mendenhall, seconded by Mr. Truax, to place Resolution 5 before the board. We're now entering the zoning portion of our meeting. And it's our policy to ask if there are members of the audience who wish to speak in opposition to the proposed rezoning. In opposition, are there members of the audience? Seeing none, are there members of the audience who feel it's necessary to speak in support of the proposed rezoning? Seeing none, Mr. Madonia, Mr. Mendenhall, you have a motion?
Since we have no objectors, I move we waive the staff report.
Is there objection? Without objection, so ordered. Questions or comments from members of the board on the resolution? Seeing none on the question, all those in favor of adopting Resolution 5 signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Resolution 5 is adopted. Resolution 6, Madam Clerk.
2025-012, Ninus McLean, 2704 Sand Hill Road, Springfield, granting a rezoning.
Motion by Mr. Mendenhall, seconded by Mr. Truax, to place Resolution 6 before the board. Are there members of the audience who wish to speak in opposition to the proposed rezoning? Seeing none, are there members of the audience who feel it's necessary to speak in support of the proposed rezoning? Seeing none, Mr. Mendenhall.
Since we have no objections, I move we waive the staff report.
Is there objection? Without objection, so ordered. Questions or comments from members of the board on Resolution 6? Seeing none on the question, all those in favor of adopting Resolution 6 signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Resolution 6 is adopted. Mr. Frazee, I think you had a motion pertaining to zoning.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to take Resolution 7 off the table.
Resolution 7 from the May 13th meeting from the table, seconded by Mr. Madonia and Mr. Del Giorno. The motion is to take the resolution from the table and put it before the body. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion to remove it from the table is agreed to, and the resolution is properly before the party. Will Clerk please read Resolution 7 from the May 13th meeting?
2025-004, Jesse Staub, 2248 West State Route 29, Athens, denying a rezoning and granting a use variance with a condition and a variance.
Are there members of the audience who wish to speak in opposition to the proposed zoning? Seeing none, are there members of the audience who feel it's necessary to speak in support of the proposed zoning? Seeing none, Mr. Mendenhall, you have a motion?
Since there are no objectors, I move we waive the staff report.
Is there objection? Without objection, so ordered. Mr. Frazee, you have an amendment?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to amend the resolution to approve it as originally was requested. Originally, it was an Ag to I-1 with the paving variance. This will allow them to put a sign up, a billboard sign.
So your motion is to amend the resolution to grant an I
Yes,
I
change it
designation.
from Ag to I-1.
Let's change it from Ag to I-1. Seconded by Mr. Madonia and Mr. Del Giorno. Questions, comments, and members of the board on the resolution, on the amendment, excuse me. Seeing none, the vote occurs on the amendment. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to. Questions, comments, members of the board on the resolutions as amended. Mr. Frazee, do you want to explain your amendment and the resolution, your support for it?
The original variance with the state of Illinois, they will not allow this sign to be put up unless it's zoned I-1. So the original variance that we talked about would not work for this situation, so.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from members of the board on the resolution as amended? Seeing none on the question, all those in favor of adopting the resolution as amended signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Resolution 7 from the May 13th meeting is adopted. Resolution 7 from today's meeting, Madam Clerk.
Resolution approving the Walker Country Heights minor subdivision, lots 1 and 2, partial plat of vacation.
Motion by Mr. Mendenhall, seconded by Mr. Rader to place Resolution 7 before the board. Questions or comments from members of the board on Resolution 7? Seeing none, Mr. Madonia, you have a motion?
I move that the roll call vote for Resolution 2 stand for the roll call vote for Resolution 7.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Resolution 7 is adopted. Resolution 8, Madam Clerk.
Resolution approving the revised final plat of lots 1 and 2 of Walker Country Heights minor subdivision.
Motion by Mr. Mendenhall, seconded by Ms. Scape to place Resolution 8 before the board. Questions or comments from members of the board on Resolution 8? Seeing none, Mr. Madonia, do you have a motion?
I move that the roll call vote for Resolution 2 stand for the roll call vote for Resolution 8.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Resolution 8 is adopted. Resolution 9, Madam Clerk.
Resolution authorizing the issuance and sale by the county of its economic development revenue bonds, Young Men's Christian Association of Springfield, Illinois Project, Series 2025, authorizing the execution of a loan agreement, an assignment and agreement, and a bond purchase agreement, all relative to said bonds, and authorizing other action to be taken with respect to the issuance, sale, and delivery of said bonds in the amount of $2 million.
Motion by Mr. Madonia, seconded by Mr. Del Giorno to place Resolution 9 before the board. Questions, comments from members of the board on Resolution 9?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Kamen.
yeah, I have a question. I understand our total bonding authority under this is $10 million. Here we're using $2 million of our authority. Do we have $8 million left, or is there other, do we have bonds tied up on other entities besides this?
I think that's a question for professional staff, but I think your math is correct.
Your math is correct. It's 8 million that we have left.
All right, thank you.
And our year is, what, half over? Yeah. Any other questions from members of the board on Resolution 9? Mr. Hall.
Mr. Chairman, I respectfully vote no on this on the grounds of faith and parenting, and basically about years ago, when this first started out, there were men who were in the girls' locker rooms that were dressed as women, and it was a big issue then, and it affected some of my families in my district that decided to not have their kids involved in the YMCA in Springfield, and they drove to Jacksonville. And I just can't, I don't put my name according to this, okay?
Any other questions or comments from members of the board on Resolution 9? Seeing none, the vote occurs on Resolution 9. The clerk will call the roll.
Ayers,
Yes.
Canman,
Yes.
Davsco,
Yes.
Diener, Del Giorno,
Aye.
Deppie, Douglas Williams, Forsythe, Frazee, Fulgenzi, Guyton,
Enthusiastically, yes.
Hall,
No.
Krell, Lathan, Madonia,
Aye.
McGuire, Mendenhall, Miller, Rader, Scaife, Shackman, Shepherd, Small, Stumpf, Chumlin, Truax. That's 25 present, or 25 yeas, 1 nay.
Majority having voted in the affirmative, Resolution 9 is adopted. Resolution 2, Madam Clerk. 10, Madam Clerk, sorry.
Resolution approving a grant application for the Land of Lincoln Workforce Alliance from the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity for the PY 2025 WIOA formula grant in the amount of $2,843,504.
Motion by Mr. Truax, seconded by Ms. Deppie to place Resolution 10 before the board.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Del Giorno.
I move that we consolidate 11, 12, 13, and 14 in with 10.
Seconded by Mr. Madonia. Madam Clerk, will you please read Resolutions 11, 12, 13, 14?
11, resolution approving a grant application for community resources from the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity for the LIHEAP grant number 26-254038 in the amount of $1,471,992. 12, resolution approving a grant application for Land of Lincoln Workforce Alliance from the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity for the PY 2025 Apprenticeship Specialist Grant in the amount of $100,600. 13, resolution approving a contract with Land of Lincoln Workforce Alliance and Fishes and Loaves Vocational and Literacy Center for the purpose of providing out-of-school youth services to 24 youth participants in the amount of $192,126.
14.
14, resolution approving a contract with Land of Lincoln Workforce Alliance and the Capital Area Career Center for the purpose of providing out-of-school youth services to 25 youth participants in the amount of $90,974.
On the motion to consolidate, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion to consolidate is agreed to. Questions or comments from members of the board on the resolutions as consolidated? Seeing none, Mr. Madoni, do you have a motion?
Yes, I move that the roll call vote for Resolution 2 stand for the roll call vote of 10 through 14 as consolidated.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The resolutions as consolidated are adopted. Motion by Mr. Madoni, seconded by Mr. Del Giorno for the waiver of the 10-day filing period. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 10-day filing period is waived. Resolution 15, Madam Clerk.
Resolution approving the procurement of goods and/or services for public health from Seco Inc. for the purpose of an upgrade to their security system in the amount of $39,790.
Motion by Ms. Deppie, seconded by Mr. Davsco to place resolution 15 before the board. Mr. Del Giorno.
Mr. Chairman, just to wear out Ms. Burgay on her last night with the county board, I am moving to consolidate numbers 16 through 31 with 15.
Okay.
Seconded by Mr. Madonia. Madam Clerk, will you please read
Okay.
16 through 31?
Good. 16, resolution approving a grant application for public health from Start Early, a contractor to DHS Healthy Families Division for the Start Early program in the amount of $623,322. 17, resolution approving the procurement of goods and/or services for court services from Gateway Foundation, Inc. for the purpose of providing recovery coaching to problem-solving court participants in the amount of $60,470. 18, resolution approving the procurement of goods and/or services for court services from Gateway Foundation, Inc. for the purpose of substance abuse treatment services in the amount of $52,000. 19, resolution approving the procurement of goods and/or services for court services from the Springfield Urban League for the purpose of case management services, assessment services, and mentoring services in the amount of $310,327. 20, resolution approving the procurement of goods and/or services for information systems from Converge One for the purpose of renewing the Proofpoint encryption software in the amount of $41,379.57. 21, resolution approving a change in the public parking lot visitor fee from $1.25 per hour to $2 per day, and the least monthly fee from $55 to $30. 22, resolution establishing the Farm to Table Committee to facilitate agricultural development, connect the agricultural community with all parts of Sangamon County, establish local food supply networks, and promote healthy eating. 23, resolution authorizing the Sangamon County Administrator to execute, when applicable, the quote from Ace Sign Company to print and install graphic panels for the exhibit for the new atrium in the amount of $32,309.93. 24, resolution approving the annual salary for the state's attorney, chief public defender, and sheriff of Sangamon County effective July 1, 2025. Resolution 25, resolution approving the FY 2026 county budget policies guidelines. 26, resolution approving a grant application for the Regional Planning Commission from IDOT, City of Springfield, Sangamon County, the Village of Chatham, and SMTD for the Springfield Area Transportation Study PY 2026 in the amount of $795,419.40. 27, resolution approving the renewal of an insurance policy with the Hartford for the next 2 years at no additional cost to the county. 28, resolution amending the current Sangamon County, Illinois schedule of selected fees to exempt Sangamon County departments and county-affiliated departments from being charged for access to recorder services, including Laredo subscription access. 29, resolution approving contract supplement number 2 to Hanson Professional Services for the construction engineering at the Sangamon Mass Transit District building in the amount of $42,000. 30, resolution approving a contract supplement number 5 to Hanson Professional Services for design services on the hub, resulting in a net decrease of $382,500 for Sangamon County. And 31, resolution approving a construction engineering services contract to Hanson Professional Services for the hub in the amount of $3,500,000.
Good job. On the motion to consolidate, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The motion to consolidate is agreed to. Questions or comments from members of the board on the resolution as consolidated? Seeing none, Mr. Madonia, do you have a motion?
Yes, I move that the roll call vote for Resolution 2 stand for the roll call vote 15 through 31 as consolidated.
Seconded by Mr. Del Giorno. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The resolutions as consolidated are adopted.
Mr. Chairman, I need to be shown as present on number 26.
Mr. Scheckman, the record will reflect you as voting present on Resolution 26.
Mr. Chairman,
Who am I missing? Ms. Lathan.
I'd like to be, I'd like to vote present on Resolution 19.
The record will reflect you as voting present on Resolution 19. Any others? Okay, very good. New business appointments. In addition to the appointments submitted at your desks, the chair would like to add that Mr. Ayers has volunteered to serve on the Board of Managers. And that means Democrats have come up with a new board member for the Board of Managers, but we need one Republican for the Board of Managers. And in addition, I would like to announce from the chair that Mr. Mendenhall, Mr. Thomas, Ms. Lathan, Ms. Small, Mr. Shackman, Mr. Constant, and Mr. Rader have agreed to serve on the new Farm to Table Committee that we just created this evening, and Mr. Mendenhall will serve as the chairman of that committee. And now, a motion by Mr. Madonia, seconded by Mr. Del Giorno for approval of the appointment is submitted at your desks with those additions. All in favor signify by saying aye.
I would have a comment on this. I'm wondering in a few, one time I remember we got the appointments with our agendas, and now we're just getting them on our desks on the county board day of the meeting. I was wondering in the future if you could try to at least provide these appointments to us either with the agenda or maybe the day before the meeting. That's just a request.
Yes, I will. I think in general that is possible to do, and I'll talk to staff about submitting those with the rest of the paperwork. The vote occurs on the motion to approve the appointments as submitted to your desks. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The appointments are approved. County holiday schedule, motion by Mr. Madonia, seconded by Mr. Del Giorno to approve the county holiday schedule all as submitted with your paperwork. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The county highway schedule is approved. Public comment. We have 4 people who've signed up to speak tonight. Before we move into public comment, the ad hoc committee on rules and procedures has done really made a lot of progress on sort of reviewing all of our rules and procedures, but I just want to encourage board members, if you have more questions or suggestions on rules or procedures, please give those to Mr. Del Giorno, Mr. Menon, Mr. Madonia, Mr. Miller, Mr. Who else is on the committee? Mr. Chumlin, Ms. Shepherd, and thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Baby doll. Mr. Cameron.
You mentioned at the beginning of the meeting that the meeting is live audio. Where would a citizen go if a citizen wanted to listen to the live audio of our county board meeting?
Professional staff. To the county website.
County website, or it's being live streamed on YouTube, our YouTube channel,
Okay.
yeah.
And the same, that'll be the same when it's video live stream?
Ultimately be the same thing, correct?
All right, thanks.
All right, now proceeding in the regular order to, we have 4 people who signed up for public comment. The first person who signed up to speak, in the order they signed up to speak, is Mr. James Sampson. Mr. Sampson, am I pronouncing that right? Mr. Sampson speaking on tax payment. Okay, the next person who signed up to speak in order is Sean Miller, speaking on the BAC. Mr. Miller, you'll state your name and address for the record. You can, with our new system, you can see your time. Proceed.
Hang on. Let me restart.
Good evening. I'm Sean Miller, Sangamon County resident. Again, Sean Miller. I'm proud to serve as the chairman of the Veterans Assistance Commission here in Sangamon County. I want to begin today by thanking every veteran in Sangamon County, and more importantly, the continued support we receive by my commission. The Veterans Assistance Commission exists for a simple reason: to ensure no veteran is left behind, whether it's navigating the complex VA systems, assessing emergency relief, financial relief, or just someone who understands. We are here to serve those that have served us. I'm proud to report today that we have made major strides. Our backlog of veterans needing assistance has been reduced. It is a significant accomplishment, especially considering where we were a short time ago. This progress is a direct result of our service officers, resources in place. It shows that we can make things happen when a government body of our commission works together with purpose. Let's provide some statistics. From 2023 through where we are in 2025, our volume of interactions have gone up 70% year after year. From all the 2024 and where we are in 2025, we've increased our claims by over 100%. This is all with a concerning budget and not having the resources we've asked for. Take a moment, think what the VAC can do if we were operating at full capacity and capabilities. However, I want to raise a concern. Recently, there have been moments during public comment where speakers have been unable to respond to statements made by board members after their time has ended. This process leaves no room for clarification or correction, and that can be frustrating, not just for me, but any citizen trying to engage in good faith. Transparency and accountability are values we hold dear. The same values our veterans fought for to protect. I ask this board to consider how it can create space for respect, two-way communication, when those who serve our community raise concerns. In closing, I want to affirm that the Veterans Assistance Commission is committed to this work. Every veteran who walks through our doors deserves dignity, respect, and timely support. We hope we have opened your ears to the success we've already shown. And I want to leave it with you today that we still have not had our lawyers paid since November through requisitions, through the proper channels, and it keeps adding up, and your constituents are now paying additional fees because it has not been paid by this leadership. Thank you.
The next person who signed up to speak in the order they signed up is Ashty Dawson, also speaking on the Veterans Assistance Commission.
Good evening, Ashty Dawson, Superintendent, resident of Sangamon County. So regardless of the reasons that bring me here before you, I recognize that I have just 3 minutes of your time each month. With that in mind, I've chosen to follow the example set by our VAC chairman, and speak to you regularly, not only as a resident of Sangamon County, but as a veteran and also the superintendent of the Veterans Assistance Commission. Today, I'd like to highlight 3 key issues where I'm seeking your support. Several constituents who rely on the VAC, including our own staff, have expressed serious concerns about the temperature in our office. I've heard descriptions ranging from uncomfortable to exacerbates my service-connected disability to simply damn cold. And I agree, it is uncomfortable. So while OSHA doesn't mandate a specific temperature, it does recommend a range between 68 and 76 degrees. In our case, if we've ever reached the lower end of that range, it's only because with the help of purchase of some space heaters, that we've purchased and tried to maintain a minimally comfortable and productive workspace. So over the past week, we've seen nearly a 30-degree difference between the outdoor temperature and the inside of our office. While we can't control the weather outside, we can and should control the indoor temperature, especially when the veterans are coming to us for help, often while dealing with the physical or mental health challenges or financial hardships. It is disheartening to watch them sit and shiver while asking for support. So I ask you, how can I count on you to help fix this? In addition, the bright white walls and harsh overhead lighting in our office have proven to be triggering for some veterans, particularly those dealing with traumatic brain injuries, chronic headaches, and migraines. I've been informed that the lighting system in our office can be dimmed or adjusted. So rather than diverting funds from our already limited budget to purchase light covers, something that we hadn't planned or budgeted, the simple and most cost-effective solution is just to dim the lights. It's a simple adjustment that could make a meaningful difference for those we serve. It seems like a straightforward fix, right? Lastly, I have a 2-part request. First, I believe that there may be a breakdown in communication between our offices. So to help improve transparency and collaboration, I respectfully ask that you consider adding the Veterans Assistance Commission of Sangamon County, a unit of local government, to your monthly agenda, allowing us to provide a brief report and keep you informed on our activities and needs. Secondly, I request that all county board members, as well as elected and appointed officials, be required to attend the Illinois Military Veterans Assistance Act webinar hosted by the Illinois Attorney General's Office. This training is essential for understanding the legal framework and responsibilities that guide our work in serving veterans. So these are, in my opinion, reasonable and modest appeals for your support. Thank you.
And the last person who signed up to speak this evening is Ken Pesha. Mr. Pesha? Don't see Mr. Pesha. Okay. Proceeding in the regular order, reports of county officials, reports of special committees, reports of standing committees, reports of committee on claims. Motion by Mr. Del Giorno, seconded by Mr. Madonia, that reports be placed on file with the clerk. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Reports be placed on file with the clerk. Motion by Mr. Madonia, seconded by Mr. Del Giorno, that the board to stand in recess until its regularly scheduled August meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. We stand adjourned. Social chairman, where is the social chairman? Mr. Shackman, where is the after party?
Yes, after I talk to him.